What's up, guys? We should be officially live. If you're watching this now, this is a recording. This is my first live stream in a good minute. Alright, so we are live now. Let's see if we can get some people in here. There we go, I got the chat pulled up. Wolf, the #1 person to comment. Why am I not surprised? What's up, man? What's up, Fax? Mark, Brandon, Dean, what's up, guys? Making sure this notification got pushed out real quick on my phone. I'm going to tweet this live stream out, and we're going to get to talking about some stuff we haven't talked about in a minute. Can you guys hear me good? Everything look good on the stream? I know it's been a few months since I've done a live stream, so I just want to make sure everything's good. Dean in that notification squad, I appreciate it. What's up, Caleb? Rashad? What's up, everybody? Sorry for going live a little bit later than expected, but we're here. I'm good, Heidi. Thanks for asking. How are you? What's up, John? You guys can already see the first thing we're going to talk about. I'm just waiting for everybody to get in here and make sure everything is running smoothly, the audio, the video, everything. What's up, guys? Brandon, I see you. So yeah, Sork tweeted. This is a monumental moment. Sork never tweets. Everything good? Sweet, sweet, sweet. Dark Knight, what's up, man? Any jailbreaks yet? Nope, no jailbreak yet. Obviously, I would have made a video on that if there was a jailbreak that got released, but nothing has been released just yet, but we will talk about that. I'm feeling good, Rashad. Appreciate you asking. Got over that sickness. What's up, Just Gabriel? Looking good on my new 4K HDR TV. Awesome, Matt. I don't know why you're not a mod, by the way, Matthew. I'm going to make you a mod real quick because I know you're always supporting the channel. Let me make you a mod real quick. I can't do it. There we go. Make you a moderator real quick. What's up, Joseph? Notification squad. So anyway, now let's get to the topic. We're going to talk about jailbreaking. We're going to talk about iOS. We're going to get caught up on the news first, and then we'll answer a lot of your guys' questions because I know a lot of you guys probably do have some questions. So you can see the first thing here. Sork did tweet out yesterday on December 17th at 2:37 a.m. So late night, you can see he pushed out an update to Substrate, which it's been a long time. He said Substrate, this version 0.9.7,000 is my most well-tested update ever, verified to work on iOS 11.3.1 and below. I expect it will fail anyway. If you want to try it, add, and then he has his repo to Cydia. Now, it didn't fail, and it's actually good because now we can actually have Substrate running on our jailbroken device instead of Substitute, which was obviously the substitute for Substrate. So now we have an official Substrate update, which is awesome because the jailbreak is a lot more stable. I've been using it for the past 2 days. I will say that I have not been using my jailbroken device for a long time now, like probably a month since I've actually touched my jailbroken device. And I just remember the jailbreak not being very stable, not being as stable as I wished it was. But after installing Substrate, now that we have a fully functioning, a real safe mode and a real Substrate instead of Substitute, it is much more stable. It's much more stable and it feels a lot better. It almost feels like stock iOS, which is really impressive. So if you have not upgraded yet to this Substrate version, I highly, highly recommend it. It's going to be so much better than what you've been using recently. So I appreciate that, Lucky. No problem, Matt. The Cydia store is closed, and I'm going to touch on that in a minute. But the thing that a lot of people are kind of misconstruing and not really realizing with the Cydia store shutting down is that it's really been shut down for a good while now. We haven't been using the actual Cydia store in a minute. So it's not really surprising to see that at all because the day was coming and it's kind of been shut down anyway. Nobody was making purchases through the Cydia store. So it doesn't make sense to have it up. Appreciate that, Ace. Welcome to the Blue Name group. And if you guys see those stars next to those people in the chat, those are actually members of the channel, and they have custom emotes that you put in the chat as well. If you type in the semicolon, you can actually see. I think it gives you a preview of like the different emotes that you can use, and they do have that star next to their name as well. So they really stand out in the chat. So you jailbreakers love a good risk. Any new public betas? Nope. 12.1.2 just dropped, unless you're talking about the Uncover. Unless you're talking about that. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. I'm on 11.4.1. Can I jailbreak in the future? Definitely. If you're on 11.4.1, I would stay put there. Obviously, we're talking a lot about iOS 12 now because we are waiting for the first ever iOS 12 jailbreak to come. So that's why I kind of tend to talk about that more than the 11.4.1 jailbreak. Yeah, so there's the emotes. I'm adding more, and I am taking requests as well. If you want more emotes, I can definitely add more there. So, but anyways, so yeah, this update, Substrate, huge update from Sork. So if you have not updated that to that Substrate version, definitely go ahead and do so there. So you can see right here, here's some things that it enables as well. Basically, you can see it allows tweaks to coexist, adds safe mode. Basically, this is just basically saying what I said. Substitute worked, but never had the stability and consistency that Substrate had, since it effectively had to recreate the functionality without being able to see the Substrate source code, which is somewhat true. I really wish that Sork could have chimed in and basically described in detail about this Substrate update. So you can see other people here and here as well saying that it's very stable compared to Substitute. And this all started, by the way, with the we're going to jump over to Cydia store closing now, since we talked about that Substrate update. But this whole thing started about the Cydia store. I know somebody just asked about the Cydia store closing, and this whole thing started with Andrew Wick basically recommending everybody to remove their profile information from PayPal. So you can see right here, I have to recommend that everyone removes their saved PayPal info from their Cydia account until further notice. So this basically sparked a lot of controversy in the community and actually got Sork to respond on Reddit. So you can see here, this was 4 days ago. I touched on this a little bit, and of course it's going to be, you know, very long, so you can read that if you want to. But I mean, it's like it's hard to it's hard to explain it really, because we haven't been using the actual Cydia store to purchase tweaks in a long time, and there were some bugs found as well in older versions of iOS in the Cydia store. So basically, the Cydia store shutting down doesn't really change anything. I heard people saying like jailbreaking is dying now, like if the Cydia store is not alive, you know, then obviously jailbreaking is dead, which is false, because we haven't been using that for a long time, but we've still been buying tweaks, you know. So it's pretty interesting that this just now came to light, and it's actually long overdue. I figured this would have happened long ago, and I didn't think it'd actually be a huge deal. I guess I should have known if it's in the jailbreak community it would have been, but yeah, you can read this right here. Basically, it's describing everything. I don't want to take up all the time just saying everything on here, but yeah, pretty interesting stuff about the Cydia store being closed. So yeah, to become a member, hit the sponsor button. Yeah. There are a few tweaks incompatible with Substrate. Yeah, for sure. I mean, anytime there's going to be a Substrate update or any kind of update inside of Cydia, there are going to be tweaks that aren't going to work right away. Of course, the developers are going to have to update their tweaks so we can get it working. What's up, Warren? Late squad, where are you at? Gotta go. Adios. We'll be back for the next stream. Have fun. Hey, appreciate that, Dean. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Since the 6.1.2 jailbreak, iPhone 5 old school. Yeah, that is old school. That's probably a very stable jailbreak as well. I don't remember much about the iOS 6 jailbreak. I remember 7.1.2 is one of my favorites. iOS 5 was a good jailbreak. How long do you think we'll be waiting for an iOS 12 jailbreak? It's impossible to say, honestly. I mean, anywhere from, I mean, it's not going to happen in December, in my opinion. I just don't see any way it can happen in December. But I say January, anytime from January to, I mean, honestly, it could be anytime. It could be, it could not be until 2020. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen personally, but it's possible. You know, it's just hard to say right now just because we don't really have much progress. I mean, we do have a lot of exploits out there, but if there is a developer working on an actual public jailbreak, they're keeping it low key because we don't really know about it. So what's up, SK? Long time no see. Do you personally use Apple Maps more than Google Maps? I do. I use Google Maps sometimes for different routes. If Apple Maps tends to mess up on a certain route, I'll go to Google Maps, but my go-to is Apple Maps because they don't give me as many issues as they do apparently a lot of other people. So if a jailbreak comes out for the iPad Pro, that'll be greatness. Yeah, for real. Because I feel like the iPad Pro is just so powerful that even if there is an unstable jailbreak, it wouldn't be like slow. Like it wouldn't make your iPad slow, you know what I mean? Will I be able to jailbreak on 12.0.1 when a jailbreak comes out for iOS 12? Yes. Yes. So if you're on iOS 12 and you went to 12.0.1, you're perfectly fine there. They're pretty much the same version. What's up, SQ Miller? I always respond, man. I can't chat. I had to restart my YouTube. Have you added anything new to your iPad Pro? What do you mean, Brandon, in terms of applications, accessories, what? Christmas jailbreak like last year? That would be epic. How many of you guys would love to see a jailbreak on Christmas Day? Or on like Christmas Eve? That would be awesome. I use Final Cut Pro 9. But anyway, hopefully you guys, the ones that were interested in reading this, were able to read that. It was a very interesting post there. So you can see right here, too long didn't read, not a data leak, Cydia Store is meant to shut down anyway as it provides no profit for Sork. Cydia Store shut down now, all your data is safe. So there were a lot of people changing their passwords for PayPal and just, getting really worried and calling, Sork out on this, but there was really nothing. There wasn't any kind of data leak. People didn't get your passwords, people didn't get your emails. So it's very not a big deal. It's something you're really not going to notice. So Warren with the $10, I appreciate that, man. That's your first live stream since I got my job. Keep up the great work. That's awesome, man. Appreciate it, Warren. What's your new job? Congratulations on that. Give a shout out to the Mighty Quinn. Jailbreak ruins the security of your device. Everyone, no, it doesn't, Austin's. I remember one of the latest betas on my iPad Air 2. Nice. I'm on 11.3.1 iPhone 6s Plus, and I saved the blobs. Can I use the blobs to downgrade an iPhone 7 Plus to iOS 12? You mean upgrade to iOS 12? If you're going from 11.3.1 upgrade to iOS 12, it's possible, but we're gonna have to have jailbreak for iOS 12 first, because you can't downgrade or upgrade to a version that doesn't have a current jailbreak. So 12.1 is good for an upcoming jailbreak. It's not the best place. I feel like iOS 12.0 and 12.0.1 are the two best places to be. But 12.1 is not bad, especially since it did just stop getting signed officially today. So iOS 12.1 as of right now is no longer being signed, meaning you can never go back to that version. I need to get that off stream. Am I good to jailbreak on 12.1? Yeah, when a jailbreak comes out. Anyway, so let's talk about Uncover now. So Uncover version 2.1.0 just got put out a couple days ago, the 15th, December 15th, for public use. So this was in a beta phase, so you can see right here. There's a few fixes with this. Obviously, the main fix, there's going to be some fixes as well to coincide with the new Substrate update as well. But Uncover is a great jailbreak. It's just continuing to get more stable and more stable. So big props to Pwn to Own for this jailbreak. So you can see right here, it makes internal changes. Just a lot of very small things. Things for the revoke disabler, make re-jailbreaking without restarting possible. So there's a lot of good things in this update. So if you haven't updated yet, if you haven't updated to version 2.1.0, I would definitely go ahead and do so if you are using the Uncover jailbreak. What's up, Zach? Just taking a bath, what I missed. Not much, Zach. I'm just talking about the jailbreak news. And there's some pretty interesting stuff about Sork and Substrate getting an update. You can see right here, Sork did tweet out yesterday for the first time in forever. I actually want to see, when was the last time he tweeted? So it's been since January. So it's been literally like almost a full year since Sork tweeted. So anytime he tweets, it's got to be something pretty important if he goes a year without tweeting. Dark Knight with the $5. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I heard the iPhone 7 or higher, Apple knows if you jailbreak your device, even if you restore it. That is not true. Apple will never know you jailbroke your device if you restore it. Appreciate that, Zach. Happy holidays to you as well. I'm actually leaving. I haven't even said this on social media, but I'm actually leaving for New York on Thursday. So I do have some videos scheduled to go live, and I may actually do a live stream when I'm in New York. Maybe, with my girlfriend. Would that be anything you guys would be interested in? So I do have some videos planned for the coming week. Since I will be out of town, I do have to schedule those. I will still be on my phone responding to some of the comments. Obviously, I'm going to be very, very busy there, and I'm going to try to spend as much time off my phone as possible, but I will be doing that. I just realized I never even tweeted this out. I never even tweeted this stream out. Give me 1 second. All right, there we go. I just now crossed my mind since I'm on Twitter. Anyways, where were we at? It's great that Sork is kind of active again. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's good that Sork is not just pushing out an update and not saying anything on social media, so I guess it is a good sign. Obviously, he's super worn out from Cydia and losing so much money. Street dogs in New York again. Oh my God! Well, if you remember that, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. that was good times. If you guys remember that stream when I was in New York last year, let me know in the comments. Leave something in the chat, because that was fun. That was really fun. Didn't get a notification. Just came from Twitter. Oh man, what's up, Echo? Surprised you didn't get a notification. I got one. I always have a spare phone just to test and see if the notifications go through, because obviously the notifications are super important for the algorithm and just everything, and I want to make sure everybody sees my stuff. So I got a notification, and I saw some other people in here as well. So one side says Steelers and one side says my first. Oh, that's awesome, Zach. Go Steelers. That was a huge win this past week against the Patriots. Ben, I will get back to you in the DMs. I saw you on Twitter as well. I will definitely do that right after this stream. Come see me in New York. Can I pair a new Apple Watch with my iPhone 7 Plus with iOS 11.3.1? No. If it's a Series 4, no. You have to be on iOS 12. I believe 12.1, actually. I've never saved my blobs. Is it hard to do? No. Tony, saving your blobs is literally like one step now. It used to be really hard when I made my video on how to save blobs. It was a pretty, not really a lengthy process, but a pretty advanced process. It was kind of technical, but nowadays all you have to do is literally like click a button and you're done. It's really simple. What's up, D Harris? This is probably a dumb question, but how is Sorek losing money? Basically because he pays for the server costs, and he pays for, he probably pays a percentage for other things as well, but I would say the majority is the server costs, the hosting, which I'm sure is not cheap. With as many files as he hosts on Cydia, I'm sure that's not cheap. Thousands of dollars. Probably at least, you know, a few thousand. I'm on Uncover Jailbreak with 11.3.1, and I'm still getting random freezes and even apps not opening. Did you upgrade to the new substrate, Ematix? Because that should fix that. I mean, it definitely fixed it for me. Can you make a video on how to use a blob to downgrade or upgrade in the future? Yeah, I plan to, once it gets a little bit easier, because it is extremely hard right now. I'm not sure about going to the Roosevelt Field Mall. I'm not sure. I will if I'm planning on doing anything with, you know, other people, which probably isn't going to happen. I'm probably not going to do anything for people on YouTube, just because it is. I'm going to be with my girlfriend. It's our anniversary as well, so obviously she's probably not going to want me to be doing stuff like that. So, but I did want to let you guys know that I am going to be going there, just so you don't, you know, wonder where the live streams are and things like that. iOS 12 will get a jailbreak soon, hopefully so. I hope you can see into the future. Hey, no problem, QDad. Appreciate you guys watching. Cooking stream, roof stream, I'm still waiting. Oh my God. If you guys remember the roof stream still, that's awesome. I think I said at 100K I would do it or something like that. That was a long time ago. That was like, was that 2016? No, it's probably 2017. 2017, but still, that was a long time ago. Thanks for all your videos. We appreciate it. This looks 10 times better on my iPad Pro watching the stream. Really, Brandon? That's awesome. What's Sorek's job, though? I don't know. I mean, I guess Cydia, he has something else as well. I can't remember the name of it now, but I'm not sure. He's a very private person. He really does not share much at all, and all of his public, you know, website and everything like that are very, very private. He doesn't share a lot. Phoenix components downloaded with Cydia Impactor. Oh yeah. Found some amazing safety equipment to do a roof stream. I need like one of those retractable little things to go on my back, just like retract down. Get that all on video, holding my phone up here. Can I pair an Apple Watch Series 3? If you're talking about on 11.4.1, you should be able to, yes. I can jailbreak my iPhone XS Max. Yeah, the XS Max jailbreaker would be awesome. I'd love to see the XR jailbroken as well. I'd just love to see that A12 chip get jailbroken. I mean, I remember saying this back with the A11 chip as well, and it was just amazing, but it's only going to get better with time. So anyway, another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about as well is something very interesting is possible now on iOS 12.1, and it comes from none other than Max Basili. So this is, I hope I'm saying his name right, Basili, I'm not sure. But anyways, the site's slow to load, but dual booting on iOS 12.1 is now possible. I mean, it's not publicly released yet. Obviously, we can't, do it right now because we don't even have a jailbreak for 12.1, but dual booting on iOS 12.1 is just crazy because we were able to dual boot on like older iPhones and older versions of iOS, but now to see that it's possible on iOS 12.1 is awesome. So the site's not loading now for some reason, but he is set to give a talk on this dual boot possibility on iOS 12.1. Super interesting stuff. I'm going to see if there's anything down here. So yeah, he's talking about it at Offensive Con. It's on February 15th through the 16th of next year. So he says, does dual booting require an untether? And we know that's not true. We know dual booting does not require an untether because it didn't when we could dual boot in the past. It didn't take an untethered jailbreak. So, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really, I don't know. I don't think that he's going to release this to the public. It's hard to say, but the site's so slow to load, especially for being like a security research site. But dual booting would be awesome. What do you guys think about it? Has anybody even done dual booting at all in the past? Hey, appreciate that, Apple Monster. Appreciate that, dude. If you're using Uncover, look up Sork of Twitter and find his beta link. Yep, I just talked about that. All right, Jesse, take it easy. Get a drone. Yeah, it's definitely legit. There's no tool out yet. It's just a talk that he's going to be giving on it. Dual booting, not doubling. Yeah, you probably hear some girls in the background. It's my girlfriend and her friend in the living room. I was like, once you guys get here, I'm going live. So, anyways. On 6.1.4, you dual booted? Nice. Yeah, I believe iOS 7 or 8 is the first time I ever dual booted. And it was the iPhone 5. I haven't jailbroken my phone since iOS 8.4. Once a jailbreak is released, what are the best tweaks to download for my iPhone? Can you give me about 3 tweaks that I should download? If you haven't jailbroken since iOS 8.4, honestly, Jacob, I would go back and watch my videos where I showed the best tweaks. I did a whole series where I showed off tons, like hundreds of tweaks, and I would just go through those and watch it because pretty much every tweak I share in those videos are awesome. They're great tweaks to have. So. I'm using Electra right now, and I have a lot of tweaks and settings I want to update to Uncover. What should I do? I want to update to Uncover. So what version to what version? Oh, you're talking about just going from Electra to Uncover. I would use, I forget the name of the tweak now to just save your application, your tweak list. I honestly, when I go from one jailbreak to another, I didn't even, like, I guess I did it the hard way. I just really didn't bother with anything. I just did the export my tweak list, and then I jailbroke with the new jailbreak, and then just went through my tweak list and just manually installed everything. Would like to dual boot iOS 6 on iPhone 8? Not sure. So annoying, I tag people that don't turn orange for me. I think it's only orange for the person that's actually being added. So like since people are adding my name, that's why it turns orange. If somebody added your name, Matt, then it would turn orange. How I can transform my iPhone to flash drive? I mean, I don't know why you'd want to do that. No, there's no jailbreak for the iPhone XS Max because that XS Max came with iOS 12 and there's not an iOS 12 jailbreak. So, Matt with the $5, I appreciate that, dude. Running out for dinner, thanks for the vids. Hey, no problem, man. I appreciate you supporting the channel. Appreciate that. Appreciate everybody that donates to the channel. Obviously, helping support the channel. I really appreciate that. Any way to get Snapchat++? You can get it on all the old ways. I mean, I still use Ignition. Ignition is still my go-to third-party app store. Excuse me. But that's my way. Honestly though, I haven't touched Snapchat, like a tweaked version of Snapchat, in a long time, just because I'm scared of getting banned. A lot of people get banned for using Snapchat++. So you said you made a website, right? Did you use a service like Wix? No, I programmed it, and I use WordPress. I've made probably 60 to 70 websites in the past 6 or 7 years. Yes, Flame is what I used. Yes, thank you. Cannot remember the name. Does jailbreaking affect battery life? Yes. Your battery life will definitely be worse once you jailbreak, only because you're loading a lot of other resources with your sources, with your tweaks. It's pulling data from so many other places. It's obviously going to make your battery life worse. I mean, it's not going to make it terrible. It's not going to make it drain like crazy unless you just have a ton of tweaks and a lot of, themes, like moving themes and just a lot of stuff going on. But it definitely does negatively affect the battery, just not significantly. Would donate, but Google Pay doesn't support my bank. Oh, that sucks. I appreciate the thought, though, Yosef. Do you mostly use Final Cut Pro for your video? I use it, not mostly. I only use Final Cut Pro, and it's 1,000% worth the money. I mean, what is it, like 200 or 300 bucks? I mean, and I use it every single day for years. If you break that down into how much that is a day, yeah, it's worth it. Pengu still work on 9.0.2? It should. It should. Yeah, I mean, I honestly would not touch any of the Snapchat tweaks for that reason. Yeah, you should be able to, Matt, for real. Any way to customize iOS 12? If you're a member, you'll know. I just wish there was more things to customize iOS 12 right now. I mean, there's a few things you could do, like with the blank icons and stuff like that, and the background where your dock is invisible. But we need something like what was that? What was that back in iOS 11? Torngat, and what was the other one? Houdini. We need something like Torngat and Houdini for iOS 12, but obviously that does take a public exploit, and we just don't have that yet. I mean, we do have that. We just don't have, an updated Torngat or Houdini. So there's no jailbreak for the 10s Max? No. And if you're wanting a jailbreak, I would get off 12.1.2 and go back to 12.1.1. If you want to jailbreak at all, just do not upgrade. No matter what, if a great new feature comes out, but you still want to jailbreak, do not upgrade to the latest version of iOS. So I would go back to 12.1.1 because that is the earliest version you can go back to. iOS 12.1 stopped being signed today. And I was going to make a jailbreak update video, but I've just been so busy packing and planning this trip that I just really don't have a ton of time, and I'm trying to schedule out videos for this coming week as well. So there's a possibility I'll still make a video tomorrow talking about jailbreaking, but no promises. You can use an old version of Snapchat on iOS 9 or older, but the new versions, oh, gotcha. Apple needs a VPN control center toggle. I know. I've been wanting a VPN control center toggle for a long time now. You ever eat so much you feel like you're gonna die? What's the alternate app store app? Is it Flame? No, Flame's not the alternate app store app. I use Ignition. If you go to, I think it's useignition.app or something like that. Ignition is my go-to third-party app store right now. I'm staying in Times Square, Warren. Hey, Ashley. Good to see you as well. Is there an iOS 11.4.1 jailbreak soon? Yes. Now, a lot of people have also asked if there's going to be a difference. And okay, so this finally loaded up. I'll talk about that here in a second. A lot of people have also asked about if there is going to be, if it's going to be the same jailbreak for 11.4.1 or a different jailbreak for 11.4.1 and iOS 12. And the answer to that is it's going to be two separate jailbreaks, because when you go from something like iOS 11 to iOS 12, obviously that's a huge step and things are going to work completely different. So if there's going to be a jailbreak for 11.4.1 and iOS 12, it's not just going to be one jailbreak. It's going to be two separate jailbreaks. So that's where things do get a little bit challenging and a little bit confusing, because obviously if there are developers or security researchers out there with exploits for both, then which one do they work on? Most of them are going to work on iOS 12 just because it is the latest version. But at the same time, 11.4.1 has more vulnerabilities because it's older, and iOS 12 fixed a lot of what was going on in the back end for iOS 11. iOS 12 fixed that. So I want Brandon for Christmas. Yes, I did, Wolf. I saw that video. I saw that tweet. I mean, what's up, Penguin? What about the LTE bug? 12.1.2 fixed it, and if I downgrade back to 12.1.1, I'll have that problem again. Well, then, if you do have that problem fixed in 12.1.2, then I would stay there, Alex, because I'd rather you have service than have a jailbreak. Ignition, I mainly use it for like movie apps. I like to have Instagram++, the movie apps, and there's a few other ones in there, but those are my real go-tos. Anyway, so this was what I was talking about just a few minutes ago about dual booting. So you can see right here, basically he says, in this talk I will cover iOS boot process in detail and demo a dual boot implementation on a modern iPhone hardware. I will show low-level details of firmware modifications that are required to boot the second system. Dual boot of jailbroken 12.1 will be shown on a demo. So yeah, obviously a dual boot in general requires a jailbreak. So he does have a jailbreak for 12.1 and a dual boot. So this is going to be really interesting. Again, this doesn't happen until I believe February is what I read. So we are a ways off from this talk, but this is going to be super interesting. I mean, we've heard of Max as well in the past. And if we just Google him real quick, this is him right here. This is him right here. So we've heard of him in the past. And he does stuff at NVIDIA now as well, and Lookout is where we heard of him from. So he was involved in stuff with Zerob as well. I'm trying to remember where, I talked about him in a previous jailbreak update video as well. He talked about jailbreaking an Apple Watch and something else. He was at Black Hat. He's been at so he's done a lot with iOS and watchOS in the past. So he's obviously not, a newcomer, and he doesn't know what he's doing. He obviously knows what he's doing. He's had a lot, he's done a lot of talks related to iOS exploitation. So this will be super interesting. I mean, again, we do have to wait till February for this, and there's a possibility that he would release something to the public. We just don't know yet. MovieBox Pro is not MovieBox. They're not even affiliated with MovieBox. I'm not sure how they can get away with that. I guess it's not, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's not trademarked or anything like that. Can 12.1.2 can they get a jailbreak? I mean, I wouldn't stay on 12.1.2. I would stay on 12.1.1 if anything. Wear a tuxedo with the black top. Yes, the new Apple Pencil is worth getting, depending on what you use. How can the Apple Store replace my battery in iPhone 7 without touching my iOS version? How can I handle the situation correctly? Thanks in advance. I've heard that's hit or miss. I mean, it's the same with people who take it in there to get other things replaced. Some do update the phone, some don't. So I guess you're just gonna kind of you can maybe mention something to the guy, tell him not to update. But no guarantee that it's going to work. I'm about to have to reinstall 50-something tweaks. Good luck. Good luck. And what I like about switching over from jailbreaks, like going from Electra to Uncover, is that you can clear up a lot of your fluff as well. You may have some tweaks or some stuff that you don't normally use, and you can just kind of get rid of that. It makes it feel more fresh. It probably won't release in December. I wouldn't say a jailbreak's coming this month, but anything's a possibility. Guess they never miss. Yes, iOS, like I said, iOS 12 through 12.0.1 is still currently the best place to be right now. No, it's not available yet. If your iPod Touch dies at 12%, I would definitely go get that battery replaced ASAP. Unless you just don't use it that much and you have an iPhone. When do you think an iOS 12 jailbreak will come out? As an estimate, like I said, it's impossible to say at this point. Watching this video on an iCloud locked iPhone? How'd you get past the activation? I'll be back when I'm done, since I'm watching on my phone and it's 3:33 a.m. Oh my god. Hope you don't have to get up early, Echo. Would I ever want to collab with any other YouTubers like ever? Yeah, sure. It's just kind of hard to collab in a space like this. But I would love to collab with, you know, Everything Apple Pro, iDevice Help. I mean, we talked about collabing iDevice Help. I actually met Miguel, iDevice Help, in person. I don't know if you guys remember that. I guess I'll go back and show you guys if you don't remember. Let's see. Let's see. For those that may have missed it, it was a while back. But yeah, those are probably the two that I would collab with. I mean, there are some others out there as well. I mean, I'm open to stuff like that. I think it was back in a while back. Anyway, do you have any idea on TornGat for iOS 12? No, I don't think a TornGat. Well, I mean, it's possible. We just have to wait on the developers to release something for that. TornGat or Houdini are possible with iOS 12. There we go. In case you guys missed it, I did meet up with Miguel, aka iDevice Help, a little while back. That was pretty cool. We had some drinks down in St. Augustine. So I used the DNS server, but I found a way to break setup.app. Can I send it to you? Yeah, send it to me over on Twitter. What's up, Ronaldo? How do I wipe uncovered tweaks I'm not downloading and I'm coming from Electra? What do you mean, tweaks that are not downloading? Like they give you an error or what? It's funny, this tweet too, waiting on that 11.3.1 jailbreak. And obviously we have a jailbreak now, but it was funny, we both had our phones out, like just, you know, browsing Twitter, making sure that a jailbreak wasn't going to get released, because he was on vacation. I live near St. Augustine, but he he had his camera with him and everything and was just prepared whenever the time came to go back and shoot a video at his hotel. What about iCrack Your iDevice? That's how I met you. Oh, really? Interesting. Yeah, I did collab with ICU a while back. I actually made a video on his channel back when he was like quitting. But yeah, I mean, I'm open to anything really. It just depends on what the actual content piece is going to be. They just don't show up. I don't know. Just send that to me on Twitter. I may have a better. It's hard to follow things on here, so just send it to me on Twitter. My iPad took 40 minutes to update to 9.3.3. I saved the blobs. Happy holidays to you as well, Ronaldo. My boy Sonic has a working. Gotcha. Are 9.3.4 blobs worthless if on 64-bit? I don't think blobs are ever worthless, really. You just never know when things will get released. Can you activate without a SIM card? Yeah, you should be able to. I mean, I buy my phones SIM free, so I don't see why you would need a SIM card. Unless it's like locked. So yeah, I mean, I think honestly, I would be extremely surprised if we don't see a iOS 12 jailbreak before, I want to say WWDC next year, but I feel like that could still be a little bit early, because we will see iOS 13, the first beta, at WWDC. So I feel like we should have an iOS 12 jailbreak by then, you know, which will probably be mid 2019. But I don't know. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. I mean, we do have a lot of exploits. That's the bright side of it. We have a ton of exploits publicly for iOS 12. So it really is just a matter of time. But when we're talking about something that's like iOS 12 and it's the first ever jailbreak on iOS 12, that's why it's taking longer, and it's always going to take longer with something like that. Here's a sad story. I bought an iPhone 6. Yeah, for real. No, there's no way. Oh, on the 3GS? I'm not sure. Should I tell my parents to wait and see if AirPods 2 for Christmas? I mean, honestly, the AirPods 2, like in that video I said January, but it's also very likely that we don't see the AirPods 2 until later because it's really just Q1 of 2019. So I say honestly, if you want AirPods now, get them now. Don't wait, because that's just going to be annoying. I mean, days are going to go by so slow, and you're going to be like, when are they going to get released? Then you're going to be disappointed when it's like March, and that's when they get released. You know what I mean? So if you want AirPods, I would just get them now. I mean, you can sell them after that and make back a good amount of your money anyways to get the next AirPods. So I would say just get them now, and especially if you got them for a gift, definitely keep them. Don't return them. Remember that Apple update server glitch where every iOS version was being signed, the 4S can still be downgraded? Yeah, that was insane. I think I've only seen that happen twice, and it's a very, very short amount of time. But that would be awesome. Is it a good idea to jailbreak an iPad? Yeah, I mean, depending on what you use your iPad for, if you use it a lot for like business and you need that stability, then I would probably not. But if you just use your iPad just leisurely, and just browse the web and do cool things on it, then yeah, go for it. Me personally, I use my iPad a lot for work-related stuff. So, and watching TV and stuff like that, watching the live stream of the Thursday night NFL games and things like that. So I personally would not jailbreak my iPad. But you can if you want to, if you don't use it for stuff like that. I'm waiting for the 2020 release of the AirPods. Yeah, that'll be awesome. Yeah, the 2020 AirPods, presumably called the AirPods 3, are going to be awesome if it's what the rumors say. Or do a trade-in if they're the same price. I don't know. I have a feeling the AirPods 2 are going to be more expensive. I seen and was told by someone on YouTube that they're not going to make any more jailbreak tools. Well, I would unsubscribe from whoever told you that. Whoever said that, you should unsubscribe. My iPhone 10 is jailbroken is amazing. Yeah, same here. Actually, my iPhone 10 is not jailbroken anymore. It was, but I had to upgrade for the battery test I did. That's the struggle of being a YouTuber. Like, I have devices that are jailbreakable, like have firmwares that can be jailbroken. But then to do something like that big battery test, I had to update every phone to 12.1. That way it wouldn't be, one phone's on a lower version, so that's why the battery was better, or, vice versa. So I still do have some jailbroken devices, but most of them are on 12.1 right now. Do you think Ian Bear will release his exploit? I think so. He has a good track record of releasing his stuff. He does take a little bit longer than normal. Or he is taking a little bit longer than normal with iOS 12, but it's possible. Hope they won't dismiss the first gen AirPods. Maybe a software update with some features that the second gen has. Yeah. I don't think they will. I mean, if you look at what Apple's done, like especially for like the iPhone XR, I mean, I get that it's their latest phone, but obviously the iPhone XS and XS Max are their big sellers. But they're still, so they're just catering so much to the iPhone XR. Like the past two major updates, not major updates, but the last two updates, 12.1.2 and 12.1.1, have really helped out the iPhone XR. Like they've been really improving the iPhone XR and haptic touch. So I feel like they would do the same with the AirPods, especially since a ton of people have the AirPods. That's the number one selling. That was like the number one selling product for a long time when it comes to Apple stuff at retail stores and things like that. Yeah, the AirPods have clear sound. I actually have a video coming up on my 2 years later review on the AirPods. I was supposed to release that this week, but I'm going to have that scheduled to go out next week when I'm on vacation, when I'm in New York. I mean, 750 is not bad for the iPhone XR at all. Is it worth upgrading from an iPad Air to the latest iPad Pro? If it's just for college, no, I wouldn't. I would not. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, though, let me know. It doesn't even just have to be about jailbreaking. I mean, I know that is on subject here, but I like to just talk to you guys, get personal, connect with you guys here in these streams. Obviously not a ton to talk about today. I did just want to catch up on everything. I did want to talk about that Substrate update, which is the biggest news of all. I did want to talk about the Cydia store closing down as well. Again, that was a long time coming. I wanted to talk about the new release of the Uncover jailbreak, which again, if you're on Electra, I would go to Uncover if I were you. It is just a more stable release, especially now with Substrate being updated as well. So I would go ahead and do that. And then we did also talk briefly about the dual booting on iOS 12.1, which means there is a jailbreak for 12.1 coming from Max Bazzelli here. So this is actually coming up in February, so we are still ways off from Offensive Con, but he is going to be giving that talk there, and that should be really interesting. Not sure if anything's going to be released in the public with this one, but there is a possibility of that as well. So super interesting stuff. Can you bring out the cat? I don't think you guys know this actually, because it's been so long since I've streamed. There are 3 cats in my house. 3 cats live in this house. It's no longer Iago. He's not the only one anymore. He's not a lone wolf anymore. There are 3 of them. Can't make it up. And I would never get more than 3 ever again. I probably wouldn't even have 3 again. Maybe 2 max. But true story. Worth grading to 10R from the 7? I personally would, especially if it's just the 7 and not the 7 Plus. If it's the 7 Plus, I would probably stay. But if you have just a 7, I would upgrade. That's funny. Yeah, the litter boxes are no fun at all. Am I doing any more videos on Siri shortcuts? Yes, I do plan on it. I probably will record one tomorrow and have that scheduled to go out at some point next week. Is it worth it to buy the 2019 iPhone coming out even though I have the iPhone XS Max? That's a tough one, because if you're one of the people that has cell connectivity issues constantly and software is not fixing it, then I would. But if not, then no, stay on the XS Max. Yeah, they were my girlfriend's cats, and now they're living with me. What's up, Malcolm? Yep, I'm back on live. Search on Google Pokephone. Why is my iCloud backup on my XS Max taking so long? There's a few different reasons. You can probably just Google it to find out why it's doing that. Appreciate that little tip. What's your opinion on the iPad Mini 2 now? I don't use it anymore. I mean, I have the iPad Mini 2 and it's jailbroken, but I just don't use it anymore, especially since I have the iPad Pro. I mean, even before I had the iPad Pro, I just didn't really use it. So, I mean, I feel like it has a place slightly in the market, but it's just not very compelling right now. I mean, with how big that the iPhones are getting, like especially the XS Max, I don't know. I feel like I'd rather have the XS Max than the iPad Mini 2. And not even just for power, just because, I mean, the screen is bigger than the XS Max, but it's not like big enough, like the 12.9-inch iPad Pro big. You know what I mean? So I just wouldn't do that. I just wouldn't get one now. What are your thoughts on Samsung? I like Samsung. I mean, they've used my content and paid me for stuff and given me free phones, so I do like Samsung. Obviously, I do prefer iOS over Android, but I like Samsung as a company. The iPad Pro 11-inch is great as well. I just prefer the 12.9, especially because of the compact size. Not really compact, but for what it is. Can you give me some tips, for my iCloud backup takes long? Hey, appreciate that, John. Let's see. I find that interesting. Why would you stay with an iPhone 7 Plus over an iPhone XR? Because, I mean, I just made a video. If you guys didn't miss, I had a video come out that said iPhone 7 Plus is the best phone to buy in 2018. And the reason I said that is because it's the best value. You're getting a ton for the low price you're paying for an iPhone 7 Plus. Now, if the reason I wouldn't go to a iPhone XR from a 7 Plus is because there's not going to be a huge difference in display. The display quality is going to be very similar. But, I mean, you're going to notice a performance boost. But the thing is, the iPhone 7 Plus is still a beast. I mean, it's still very fast. And I don't know. I just feel like if you were going to upgrade from the iPhone 7 Plus, it'd have to be to the XS Max. It would have to be. And I have a feeling that if you're on a 7 Plus now, you're not gonna pay the money. You know, you don't have a ton of money to upgrade to something like the XS Max. So I don't know. It's a very it just depends on your situation. Malcolm with the 100 bomb. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Show some love. I appreciate that, dude. Get some love for Malcolm in the chat there. GG. I appreciate that, Malcolm. Thank you, man. However, it has to take place at some point. Still recommend 7 Plus from the initial release. Love it. Nice. Yeah, I mean, the 7 Plus and the 8 Plus I actually still use on not really a daily basis, but like a weekly basis for testing and things like that. And I still love both those phones. You can get a 7 Plus now for as low as like 300 something bucks. Like, go back and watch my video on it. It's incredible the value you can get out of a 7 Plus right now. I don't know about the 10R looking cooler than the 7. I mean, I love my iPhone 7 Plus with that matte back. Let me go and find that real quick. Here it is. Just the look of this iPhone 7 Plus is just awesome. I mean, the matte black, this is the only phone to ever come in matte black like this, and just the feel, I mean, it is a little bit slippery to some, but man, I just love matte. I mean, I'm just a sucker for matte as it is, so that's why I may be a little bit biased towards this, but I feel like this looks better than this. I would take matte black over red any day of the week. That's just me, though. I had a feeling, Malcolm. I appreciate that, dude. I did have a feeling. If you have an iPhone 8, you should upgrade to 10R if you have big hands. I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. If you have a Plus device, upgrading to the 10R is not really going to be super. It's not a huge leap, especially the 8 Plus. I would stick with the 8 Plus over the 10R personally. Make sure to like this video and subscribe. Appreciate that, Ivan. You guys already know. Do you think iOS will eventually end up as a cloud-based iOS? The device is simply a terminal that connects to your desktop? I don't think so, Josh. I think that's too prone to security risk. I don't think Apple would do that. Yeah, the iPhone 7 has matte black too. iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. Red goes faster. Yeah, the jet black was an interesting color. How many of you guys have a jet black 7 Plus? That was also one of those one-of-a-kind colors. I mean, the black iPhone 8 Plus, which is right here, kind of looks like the jet black, I think. Kind of. It's more of like the glass back. Whereas the jet black was like just really shiny black and just a mega, fingerprint magnet. I just have all these phones just sitting up here. That's what you guys always see in the background of my videos. Subscribe to PewDiePie. Do you use a case for your daily driver? I do. It's in my pocket right now. I'll show you guys the case. I know a lot of people always ask me about the case I'm using. This is actually, I don't even remember who this is from. This is, a company sent me this and I can't remember who it is, but it's a clear case. And I'm not usually a fan of clear cases, but it looks so good with the gold iPhone XS Max, and it has the bumpers on the side, the black bumpers, and it looks really good in my opinion. And this is from somebody that hates clear cases, but I love this case. Worst iOS product of the Tim Cook era? I don't know. I'd have to think about that for a little bit. Me and my friends were making fun of Cool Star by spamming "you might not recognize me." I've tried going back to Android, but I love the iOS ecosystem, more smooth and fluid. Yeah, I mean, I love my Note 9 here. I love this phone, especially the look of its thing. It just looks so slick. It's all dusty right now because I haven't used it in a while, but I love this phone. I mean, it's a great phone, but just Android. I cannot get past Android. I don't know. I keep going back to iOS for so many different reasons. I mean, the AirPods, the Apple Watch, iMessage, FaceTime. What else? There's just so many other things. And just social media applications are so much better on iOS. I feel like the social media applications, especially like Instagram and Snapchat, were just made, for iOS first and then for Android. My 10s Max is giving me the blues. I'm seriously thinking about going back to the 7 Plus or 8 Plus. Yeah, you're not alone, Riri. I'm not sure what's going on with yours, but yeah, you're not alone. I appreciate that, Donito. Any news on iOS 12 jailbreak? You guys can actually scrub back in the stream as well. It's DVR, so it's like saved. So you can go back like a normal video on this video right now and see what I talked about in the beginning, because that's where I touched on all of this news about the new updates and everything. What do you think about dbrand and custom skins? I haven't used one of those skins in a long time, so I don't know. I think they've gotten better since I've used them. I mean, they were all right when I used a dbrand skin way back in the day, but I feel like they've gotten better now, so I can't really comment until I've used a newer one. Are you disappointed that the new iPads don't support external drives through the USB Type-C? I am. That would be awesome. Yeah, never look back on Android. Do you think Apple is better or worse without Steve? I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Do you like the Google Pixel? I actually have not even used the Google Pixel before. I picked one up in store and just decided not to buy it. But I've actually never used one day to day. I mean, I've heard that they're not too great when it comes to like daily use. I mean, yeah, the photos are good. Excuse me. The camera is good on the Pixel, but the phone overall is just kind of meh. It's kind of mediocre. So I don't know. I don't have interest really in the Google Pixel at all until they come out with something brand new. I'm not really too interested in trying one out. Yeah, I feel you, Brandon. I feel with Apple, it's a VIP experience, the operating system, the product, and the customer service. Yeah, for sure. I feel the same, Ashley. I appreciate that, Foxy Plush. Appreciate that support. Android version of Snapchat recently got a new update where the layout is nicer. Yes, I did notice that, actually. I did not notice. I didn't use it on my phone, but I did see that on Twitter that there was an update. And honestly, Snapchat for Android used to be so bad, like a year and a half ago. But over the past year, it's gotten a lot better. It's not as near as bad as it used to be, but still, iOS is just so much better. Yes, I have the Apple Watch Series 4, and actually just gave my mom my Series 3 for Christmas. So I did have both, but now I just have the Series 4. 44 millimeter. Would you recommend me to change my iPhone 7 Plus 32 gigabytes to an iPhone 8? So I saw somebody earlier asking about the stars next to people's names. That is because they are members, so you can see that join button down there. If you click on that, it shows you the perks you get. You get to see videos early. You get to do custom emotes in the chat. You get to have that star next to your name in the chat as well. So if that's something you guys are interested in and just supporting the channel, really the main reason you would do it is just to support me and support what I'm doing here on YouTube, and make sure that I can keep doing it financially. So if that is something that interests you, that button is down there. I decided not to make a video on it because I don't know, I don't really want to push that too hard on you guys because everything does still remain free here. But if that is something that interests you, I would really appreciate that. So who remembers LibreIOS? I do, very vividly. The time it takes to back up, yeah. The stereotype that Android is for the poor is dying. Yeah, I mean, Samsung phones are pretty much the same price as iPhones these days. I mean, my Note 9 was like the same price as my 10s Max. So there's really not a huge difference in pricing for the two. Yeah, the Pixel did have good performance both in low light and regular light as well. Well-balanced light. Should I stay on 11.4.1 or update? I've been waiting for a jailbreak for so long. I would stay still. I mean, I know it is hard, especially since a lot of people are going to be, working on an iOS 12 jailbreak, but honestly, I would just stay on 11.4.1 so you don't regret it. Yeah, that's all right, Yosef. That's all right. I appreciate it. What are a few things about Android phones that you like? I mean, the Note 9 specifically, I mean, the S Pen is a huge thing that I love about it. I love how quick everything is as well. I love that you can change so many things. You can customize so many things out of the box. You can, you know, disable animations and things like that, make it faster. Those are all things that I love. Did I ever use a BlackBerry? If you actually go back and watch my videos on my channel from, man, what was it? It had to be like 2010, maybe 2009, 2010. You will actually see, you know, in one of my unboxing videos, my BlackBerry sitting there right next to me. So yes, I had a BlackBerry before I had an iPhone. My favorite genre of music? Hip hop. What version of CatOS are your newer cats running? They're running actually the same version. CatOS 3.0.3. What do you want to see in iOS 13? I want to see a lot of battery improvements. I want to see a complete redesign to the home screen, which I don't think is going to happen, but I would love to see it. It's not necessarily bad, but I just feel like it's kind of getting stale. I feel like they could do something new with that. I don't know. There's a lot of things that I actually do have a video planned. I haven't really written a script for it or anything, but I do have a planned video for iOS 13 wish list. Just a lot of different things I want to see in iOS 13. Am I going to buy the S10? If the S10 is anything like the leaks, then yes, I'm buying the S10 on day one. Yeah, I listen to Kodak a little bit. Not my favorite, but... Do you think I should update iOS 10.3.3 jailbroken to 12.1? I'm using the 6 Plus and skipped on into iOS 11 because it's very bad. I mean, honestly, if you're still running iOS 10, first of all, you can't go to 12.1. You have to go to 12.1.1 because 12.1 stopped being signed today. But if you're on iOS 10 and you are missing a lot of the features like in iOS 12 and the stability, then yes, I would go ahead and update. Just because you're like 2 generations behind, you know what I mean? I like to only stay like 1 year behind at most. So like iOS 11, you know, when iOS 13 jailbreak comes out, I wouldn't want to be on iOS 11. I'd want to be on iOS 13, just because of all the new changes, you know, the stability and things like that. So, do you think jailbreaking is killed off after iOS 12? No. As long as there are people using iPhones and there is a demand for a jailbreak, there is always going to be a jailbreak. It's just simple supply and demand. I mean, if you go into the Reddit, if you go onto the subreddit here for our jailbreak, reddit.com/rjailbreak, there are 354,000 people in this subreddit as a part of the subreddit. There's almost 4,000 people online at pretty much any given time. Sometimes more, sometimes less, but I would say that is quite the demand. So there's definitely going to be supply. How much time is between you releasing videos for members versus the public? Sometimes it'll be days, sometimes it'll be hours, sometimes it'll be weeks. It really just depends. Like the video I'm going to put up for members only tomorrow is going to be up like a week before it actually goes live. So if you ever wanted to be first on my videos, that is the perfect way to do so. How rare are iBoot exploits? Extremely rare. Extremely rare, especially today's day. Yep, I'm feeling better. I appreciate you asking. For those people that keep asking if I'm feeling better, if you guys missed it, I was in the hospital a while back, a few weeks ago. Feeling terrible, but I am feeling better now. So this was back on November 25th, I guess. So November 27th is when I started feeling better. So it's been a little while, but I was feeling pretty bad then, but I have fully recovered, thankfully. So appreciate you guys asking about that. Yeah, extremely Dark Knight for sure. Apple also charges too much for storage upgrades, whereas Samsung, not really. I mean, if you're using, let me go back to this. If you're using iCloud, it's not expensive at all. I mean, I pay like what, $2.99 I think a month for hundreds of gigabytes of storage space. I mean, and 256 gigabytes is way too much. I don't see how anybody could use 256 gigabytes of storage when you have iCloud to store all your photos, and that doesn't count against your 256 gigabytes. I mean, I guess unless you had a ton of music, maybe. But even then, like, you have Spotify, you have Apple Music, so I don't really see why you would have that much music. There's just really, in 2018, 2019, there's really no reason to have over 256 gigabytes on your device. I mean, I don't know. Somebody tell me I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing something here, but... Who remembers Lime Rain, Green Poison, Black Rain, Red Snow? Oh yeah, I love Black Rain. Black Rain is just one of my favorites. I just have such a good, fond memory of that. Eric, what's up, man? It has been a while since you caught a live stream, because it's been a while since I've done a live stream. Woof. I think I'm on the nice list this year, Warren. I think I should get some gifts for being on the nice list. I gotta back up my 182 gigabytes of 256. Let me check what mine's at. I bet I'm not even close to that. Let's check. Where's my general iPhone storage? I'm at 48 gigabytes out of 256. 48 gigabytes. I should have just bought a 64 gigabyte or 128. So yeah, I've only used, not even 50 gigabytes of storage here. Everything is just in the cloud for me. Like, I have all my photos in the cloud. Pretty much everything is just in the cloud. They say that 1 terabyte of storage can store 1 million photos. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like 64 is too little. I mean, if you guys saw on Twitter a while back when I got the iPad Pro, I actually got the iPad Pro in 64 gigs at first, but then I slowly realized that for something like the iPad, I'm going to be loading up video, so I needed something bigger, so I went to 128. When do you think a 12.0 through 12.0.1 jailbreak will be released? Your guess is pretty much as good as mine at this point. I'm 5'11". Mostly Cydia tweaks. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, if you're jailbroken, that's one reason why I would say if you're planning to jailbreak from day one, I would never get the lowest storage option. Just because you're going to have a lot more space when you jailbreak, to install themes and packages and things like that, because those themes can eat up some space. I mean, there's some themes out there that are like 300-400 megabytes per theme. So yeah, if you're wanting to jailbreak, I would definitely never get the lowest storage option. Curious about your opinion. The 10 and 10R are just about the same in price right now. Which is the better buy? Honestly, I'd probably have to say the 10. I'd probably have to say the 10, only unless you have big hands and you prefer plus size devices. If that's the case, which it is for me, then I would get the 10R. Just because the size of the 10R, I have both right here. Let me just show this real quick. Okay, so the 10R and the 10. Like, you can see the difference in the screen size right here, but just holding them, the 10 just feels so small to me. I don't know if it's from just using plus size devices so much or what, but the 10 just feels small to me. I mean, it feels crammed. It feels, it fits in my hand good, but the 10R, the size of this thing is just perfect. That's a little bit smaller than the 10S Max, because the 10S Max is sometimes more on the big side, and I kind of wish it was a little bit smaller, but the 10R is like the perfect size for a phone. It just feels so good in the hand, and I'd say I have pretty much average hands for a man. So, I don't know. It just, there's so many things that go into these questions. Like, it's really hard to say because it's just varies. It varies from person to person, but my take on it is that. Is Apple Music better to store my music on than any other app than the other apps send anywhere? I would say yes. I personally just have all my music on Spotify. All right, Yosef. Take care, man. Have fun. That's your personal opinion, but I personally don't use cloud-based storage, so I like having onboard storage. With iCloud-based storage, you have to two services to get. Meh. I mean, for how cheap it is and how convenient it is, it's not a big deal to me. Tacos or hamburgers? Tacos. Easy. I mean, iCloud, no, because if iCloud's down, that doesn't mean I can't see my photos. My photos are still always going to be on my phone. That's just like a backup for them. And plus, iCloud's like never down. I don't think I've ever seen it go down. What's the difference between Substrate and Substitute? Substitute was literally a substitute for Substrate. Substrate is the original, like what runs, how a jailbreak operates, how themes and tweaks operate on an iOS device. Substitute was kind of just mimicking what Substrate does. So definitely use Substrate over Substitute. Tacos or steak? Steak. Easy again. I heard 2019 will be more focused on services. You talking about for Apple? Green Poison and Lime Rain were my first jailbreaks. It was so hard. They were both jailbreak. iPod Touch 4G. Yeah, those were the good days for sure. What's the best revoke blocker app now? I mean, I think doesn't the Uncovered Jailbreak have one built in? Yeah, no problem. You should collab with Sorek. Yeah, that will never happen. I'm not leaving your live. Hey, appreciate that. Pizza is great. Steak or cake? Steak all the way. I don't know if anything's gonna beat steak. What is going on? I'm not sure. I don't understand that. Favorite theme for the iOS jailbreak using Snowboard or Anemone? Hunter, I actually made some videos talking about that. So if you want to look up the best themes for Anemone, I actually made a full video. I think it was 17, my top 17 themes. And that's just going to run through for the rest of forever. Those are going to be always my favorite themes. Of course, there are going to be some, new ones that come out that may take a new spot on the list, but as of right now, those are my favorites. I'm trying to organize these phones under my desk here. It's so hard. They're so slippery without any cases on. They just slide off each other. What was your first ever job before YouTube? I mean, I pretty much my whole life I've just made a living like doing stuff I love, like not even just YouTube. Like I would sell random things online, I would do things online, and always make a living. So I never really had a full like job ever in my life. I was a social media manager for a while back in 2010. I was a bat boy before YouTube for my local baseball team. And then I worked at Best Buy briefly, and I believe that's it. I worked at Best Buy for like 3 months, and I believe that's it. Do you prefer New York pizza or Chicago pizza? Man, that's tough. Probably Chicago. Look at Brandon flexing about the phones. Can you please subscribe to my Twitter? What? AdGuard Pro for anti-revoke on unjailbreak device. Interesting. I haven't not used AdGuard Pro. Didn't know if it was still current or not. Yeah, it's still current just because those themes, I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen a good like theme in Cydia in a while. So those are still probably going to be my favorites for a while. Not happy about MovieBox dying. It blows. Yeah, I know. There's MovieBox Pro, which a lot of people think is actually MovieBox coming back, but it's not. They're not even related. Earlier today, I watched your old videos. Man, you can go back through a portal on those videos. I have so many old... I never deleted... I mean, I deleted a couple videos, or privated a couple videos for various different reasons. But most of my videos are still up now. You can go back and watch my videos from like 2008. No, it's not MovieBox. I got a 10R on 12.1 for Christmas. Is it best to stay there? Yes, definitely, especially since it stopped being signed today. Akon theme for iOS 6. I do remember that. Man, my throat is so dry. Should I use Relectra before Uncover? You can, but it's not you know, necessary. I think it is recommended, but it's not like fully necessary. iPhone 2G on 1.0 or HTC Dream G1 on Android 1.0? Definitely iPhone. Yeah, they shut their servers down, so MovieBox is probably never coming back. I'm sure there was some legal stuff going on there as well. And it's pretty crazy because it wasn't very long after I made that video on how to get MovieBox that they went down. And that video has like 300,000 views. So I don't know. It seems like every time I make a video on these apps, something happens to them. So that's why I'm kind of scared. A lot of people don't want me making videos on apps like that because it gets so much attention. It brings so much attention to it that it's like, I mean, the wrong people could see it, you know? I don't know. You ever thought about doing a perfect jailbreak setup video? I have. Do you think Cilio is going to be super extra? I do. I'm still waiting on Cilio though. I deleted a bunch of videos because of copyright. Yeah, I think there was a couple I deleted because of that. 4:14 a.m. Look at Echo being so dedicated. You're about to wake up at like noon. Do you mostly use wireless charging to charge your phones or the classics? Honestly, I have like 3 different wireless chargers and I don't use any of them. I don't know if it's just because I'm old school or what, but I still just like plugging them in. I don't know. Especially because I'm in bed. I have one of those 10-foot iPhone plugs. So being in bed, it's nice to just be able to be on my phone while it's charging, you know. You can't do that with a wireless charger. All the apps got revoked this afternoon. Oh, man. How likely is it to get caught using Bobby Movie? I would use a VPN, yes. It's not likely that you're going to get caught, but if you do, you're going to get a letter from your ISP, and they're probably going to monitor you more closely. So I would just use a VPN to be safe. And I would use a paid VPN as well. I really like iVPN and NordVPN. Those are my 2 favorites. iVPN I've been using a lot longer than Nord, but you can try either. What's up, JG? Jailbreak's coming back? Yeah, well, we're talking about what's new because Sorek did push out an update for Substrate, which is a really good sign, especially since he came back on Twitter as well. First tweet in just about a year, pushing out a Substrate update on his beta repo. So, yeah, jailbreaking, we're still waiting, of course. We do have multiple public exploits for iOS 12, but we're just waiting on that jailbreak to finally get released. And just because the Cydia store is shut down does not mean jailbreaking is dead, before anybody says that. Electra or Uncover? I would go to Uncover. I would go from Electra to Uncover. I think Cilio is now dead. I mean, it's possible. We were supposed to get Cilio a while back, but we still have not really heard too much about it. So, I don't know. I mean, there's a possibility that they ran into something on the back end, something, you know, delaying it. But I don't know. I wouldn't really. I kind of stopped getting my hopes up for things being released until they actually get released. Coda Movies is the new movie box. No, I don't have a video for going from Electra to Uncover, but actually, who's doing it right now again? Somebody in the chat is doing it right now. I can't remember who it was now. Was it Echo? No, I forget. Somebody was doing it in the chat right now. I just forgot for some reason. But no, I don't have a video on going from that. But it is pretty simple. I think 2.x uncover works with no Electra. I'm sorry I can't donate to you. It's fine, Zion. No worries, my man. I appreciate you guys just being here in the chat, talking. It's fun. We were supposed to get silly a while back, almost as bad as Apple AirPower. Here's something for your roof stream, a bucket to carry all your equipment up in safety. Oh God, let's see this. Oh my God, what is this? That's some heavy, that's heavy duty there. I will need that. Even though my roof's not too far up. Better safe than sorry, right? Do I have fiber internet? I do not. I wish I did. Pretty soon though, maybe next year I'll have it. If not next year, the year after for sure. What's up, Bryce? Not much, man. What's going on with you? I think mid-January, early February, the jailbreak will hit. All the other movie apps suck. 40 plus tries now and it still hasn't jailbroken. Oh my God. Yeah, that is so annoying. I remember with that jailbreak, I was like in Jamaica just when the jailbreak actually got released, and I was just sitting there pressing jailbreak nonstop, and I went through like, I can't even remember how many tries, maybe like 60 or 70 before I got it. And if you guys remember, I actually made a video while I was in Jamaica on that jailbreak. I had respring loops with uncover. I think it's patched now. Yeah, it should be patched. It should be. Yeah, Echo's the one. That's right. I couldn't remember if it was you or somebody else. I think by February we may have a jailbreak for iOS 11.4.x. Yeah, it's just so tough because like jailbreaks don't really get released like one after another, and I feel like we're gonna have to have that because again we're gonna have separate jailbreaks, a separate jailbreak for 11.4 through 11.4.1, and then another jailbreak for iOS 12 through 12 point whatever. But they're gonna be two separate jailbreaks, most likely from two different developers and two different teams, most likely. I mean, that's not for sure yet. But it's just going to be weird. I mean, especially with the timing. And it does make things a little bit more confusing as well as to which version you should be on, you know, and which version you should stay put on. But it's always best to go with the old rule of thumb just to stay on the lowest version possible. I think by February... Oh, I just read that. I use the Media Box app. You can stream movies. Gotcha. What phone do you use? I use the 10s Max as my daily. Fiber is like, I think it's like 700 down and like 500 up. For business, it's like gigabit. Nobody's going to pay for a movie app to remove ads. Yeah, really. Would Substrate work with Topanga or LibreIOS? Yeah, I mean it should, especially LibreIOS. I'm not sure though. I mean, is anybody actually using LibreIOS right now? I was in Mexico when that jailbreak was released. It was horrible, especially when it was revoked. That's crazy. So you were in Mexico, I was in Jamaica when that jailbreak got released. Bad timing, I guess. I miss Evasion, I know. I miss all the old jailbreak teams. I mean, nowadays we just don't even have teams anymore. You know, it's just like individuals. My old iPad is on 9.3.3 jailbroken with Pengu. Should I update to iOS 12? Honestly, I would. I mean, 9.3.3, that's ancient. I mean, I personally would. I mean, as long as you can live without a jailbreak, which I'm sure you can on an iPad, I would go ahead and update. $90 for 12 months? Or you mean like $90 a month for 12 months? That's still good, regardless. Why am I not able to time myself out? It could be easy, yeah, it could be. But I mean, I don't know. Oh, well, yeah, that is a possibility, actually. It could be because of that. What did I miss? You can actually go back, you can scrub back. I've really just been answering a lot of questions now, just because I haven't really talked to you guys in a minute like this. But near the beginning of this video, you can go back and see all the stuff I covered as far as the news. Do you know the best way to clean your iPhone ports or the AirPods speakers? I personally use a toothpick. Toothpick works best. The little holes in the bottom, like the speaker holes, and also for my AirPods. And I actually just cleaned my AirPods like 2 days ago with a toothpick. So we should beg GeoHot to come back. Yeah, that would be the day. I save blogs for iOS 12.0, so I will update when the jailbreak gets released. Gotcha. I have a device on 9.3.3 and a lot of the apps are no longer supported. Had to go to a newer device. Yeah, that's what happens when you have such an old, when you're running such an old firmware. How many times have you swiped out of an app while first getting used to the 10 home swipe? I don't remember. Probably a lot of times though. I miss Jailbreak Me so much, man. It was good old days when people made videos jailbreaking iPhones in the Apple stores. I know. I don't think I ever made a video of doing that, but I did definitely do that. I prefer Apple's San Francisco design. I think it's awesome. I do like the Google's design as well, the material design. Oh, I gotcha, Harris. Please do a cleaning tutorial on AirPods/earbuds. I mean, honestly, I just stuck it in the actual ear part and just like slowly scraped all the stuff out of there from both sides, and then just picked it out and threw it in the trash. It's kind of disgusting, but all right, Ivan, take care, man. Appreciate you stopping by. I'm probably gonna be live for a few more minutes, maybe 10 minutes or so, 10-15 minutes. So if you guys have some more questions you want to ask, hit me with your best shot here in the chat, and I will definitely answer you. So they're going to jailbreak 11.4, but not 11. No, it'll be 11.4 as well. It'll be 11.4 and 11.4.1. Yeah, that sucks, Echo. I had the same issue. It is 9:25 where I'm at. Do I play Fortnite? Not really, not that much. I used to. I play Black Ops 4 now. When is the next live? Well, I'm about to leave for New York on Thursday, so probably not for a little while. Maybe not till 2019, the next live stream. Unless I go live in New York, which is a possibility, but only like a 20% chance. I remember that. The dream board themes for Mac and Windows. I remember that. I remember a lot of people did the Windows theme. What ISP do I use? I have Comcast. What new apps have I added to my iPad Pro? My iPad's not in here. I've added a few new apps. Maybe I'll make a video on that pretty soon. A what's on my iPad video. I may make that maybe a couple weeks, maybe beginning of January. I'll make a video on that. I would show you if I had my iPad in here, but I haven't added that many though. Maybe only like 5 or 6 apps. And shout out to Malcolm once again if he's still in the chat for that $100 donation earlier. I really appreciate that, man. Always showing love in the chat. What's being a member? If you click on that join button, it'll show you. Basically, you get to see videos early. You get to have custom emotes in the chat. But really, the main reason you're doing it is just to support me as a creator and just make sure I can continue doing this and bringing you guys content. So really, it's like, imagine like why you subscribe to somebody on Twitch. You know, it's pretty much kind of the same thing, except for you get the added benefit of getting videos early as well. And then once I get enough members, I'm also going to do like a members only live stream. So I'll talk him into live streaming, so expect some DMs. I'll never block you. Cannot get Helix to work on my iPhone 5. I'm not sure. I'm not using Helix. iPhone 5. Huh. I'm not sure. Maybe message me on Twitter about that. I'm not really sure though. I may not be able to answer you there either. I'm using my iPad Pro for games and YouTube mostly. Yeah, same here. I'm telling you, PUBG on the iPad Pro is just incredible. You feel like you have such an advantage over everybody, and you do. But man, PUBG is just awesome on the iPad Pro. I love watching like NFL games on there as well on YouTube. It's awesome. I have not tried NBA 2K Mobile. I probably should do that. I can't see the join button on iPad. Gotcha. I can't remember if you can see it on iPhone. I don't think you can. I don't know. I think you may have to be on desktop. Yeah. Can you try IPVanish VPN and do a review on it so I can know to buy or not? I mean, honestly, I don't see how that would be better than iVPN or NordVPN. Those are the two best. Yeah. Did you ever break an iPhone or Android phone? I've never broken a phone ever in my life. Oh, you can see it, Dark Knight? I thought I remembered being able to see it. Interesting. If you go to my channel, maybe? I don't know. Timstar made it so if you download Helix off a signing service, it wouldn't work. Is that why my iCloud takes so long because Send Anywhere? I answered that easy already, and I said that it's a possibility. I've never used Send Anywhere, so I can't really comment on that, but that's definitely a possibility there. You bought your you bought your iPad Pro for PUBG? I feel like the people that are like really competitive in it would actually do that. I've run into some very good people on PUBG, and I know they have to be using iPads. What is the best smartphone you've used ever? I mean, I guess you'd have to say, well, no, the XS Max is still having issues. So I guess the 10 maybe? Because the XS and XS Max are having the cell connectivity issues, so I guess the 10. Just because it was the first one without a home button and things like that. I don't know. It'd probably have to be that. Hunter with the $10. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I appreciate the support, Hunter. Get some love in the chat for Hunter there. Any working tweaks out there for Pokemon Go? Honestly, I haven't even looked at anything for Pokemon Go in a while. I know people still play it. I personally just haven't played it in a while. So I'm not too sure on that, Josh. Sorry. Is BetterNet a good VPN? I use it. I just bought it yesterday. I don't know. I've never used BetterNet. Should we be worried about our battery health? No. Battery health is very like deceptive. A lot of people think, oh my god, I just went to 99 or 98%. That means my battery's not going to be as good. That's not the case. Until you get to like the 80s, maybe even the 70s, well, probably the 80s, you're not gonna notice a difference until you get down to there. So no, I would not worry about the battery health. But once it starts getting low enough, do worry about it, and most likely you do want to get your battery replaced. Which, depending on your device, it could be cheaper than others. Any chance you could do a what's on my jailbroken iPhone video? Curious to see what you got. Yeah, that's a possibility, Hunter. Especially if a new jailbreak comes out, I'm definitely going to be doing that. So expect that, But I still may do one here soon as well. Soon as in 2019, probably in January. It would be when I would do it. So when I say hype, you say hype. Got the Fortnite hype dance emote. I can't switch exploits on Uncover. Yeah, and I mean, Echo, you're not the first person either. Like, it took me a bunch of tries, but it eventually worked. And then after that first, like, terrible experience, it just worked after that. But I've had other people say that they had to use Relectra as well. So maybe try Relectra. Apple messed up with iOS 11 and 10s Max. Yeah. iOS 12 is slowly starting to feel like iOS 11 all over again, and I do not like it. I would buy the 10s Max over the S9. But if you like Android and you're thinking about the S9 Plus, I would probably wait for the S10 or the S10 Plus, which will be out relatively soon. iPhones are banned in China? Probably not for long. Apple's going to handle that lawsuit pretty quickly. Senior page in your graduation ring? Maybe on the next stream I'll do that if you remind me. I don't have that stuff near me. I don't know where my senior page is. I know where my ring is, but I don't know where the page is. Just use Relectra, attempting Uncover now. Wish me luck. Good luck, Hunter. Good luck with that. As you said that at work, nice, Echo. Yeah, it took me a long time as well. Send anywhere was the problem. iCloud backup works quickly again on my iPhone. Thanks for the tips. Hey, no problem, Easy. No problem. That makes sense because it is a lot of data in there, you know? Are you experiencing the app switcher glitch that everything Apple Pro is having? I'm not. No. Like, I watched that and I tried it on 3 different devices. I do not have that issue, so I don't know how he's getting that issue. Like, I tried to replicate it because I wanted to show it in my video as well, but I just can't replicate it. I cannot get that glitch that he's having. Are you getting it? macOS versus Windows versus Android versus iOS? I just love macOS better than anything, probably. macOS is just so smooth, and just everything is just so great about macOS. And plus, without macOS, we would have no Final Cut Pro, and I'd never be able to get my videos to look as good as they do. Not never, I mean, I would, but I wouldn't be able to be as efficient, most likely. Has your battery gotten worse as new iOS updates are coming? I have the Max. Well, 12.1 actually improved the battery, I believe. 12.1 to 12.1.1, but 12.1.2 still continues to be worse for me on my 10s Max. I mean, I'm at 35% right now. Yeah, I've been using it all day, but normally it'd be like 40+% by now. So I don't know, just day to day it feels like I'm losing more battery. I'm just not getting as much efficiency out of my battery since upgrading to 12.1.2. I'm not experiencing it since I'm on the old beta. I gotcha. Without macOS, there wouldn't be iOS. Yeah, basically. I mean, unless you would like port macOS to mobile. I hope for dark mode in 12.3 or 13. Yeah, it'd probably be iOS 13 if anything. Yeah, I don't think they would include that in a point update because it's such a massive, you know, long requested feature. Everybody's been wanting that forever. Worked on the second try. Nice, Hunter. Very nice. Yeah, Electra was horrible. You're definitely going to have much better stability with Uncover, especially with the new Substrate update as well. All right, guys. Well, I'm about to head out of here. This was a lot of fun. I missed live streaming. Shout out once again to Malcolm up there with that massive $100 donation. I don't think he's in the chat anymore, but big shout out to him. He's always showing love here. Shout out to all the members. Wolf, who else? Wolf, and Wolf's the one I remember. I know Joseph as well. I don't know if Joseph's still in here as well, but shout out to all the members as well. Thanks to all you guys for hanging out with me. It was a lot of fun. I'll probably do another live stream, like I said, probably in January would be the next time. I don't want to say something and not actually go live again, but I did enjoy it. Had a lot of fun. Hope I answered all your questions. If not, you can reach out to me over on Twitter, just at Brandon Butch on Twitter. and I'll try to help you out. But thanks again for stopping by, guys, and I'll see you soon in a video. I'll have a new video out tomorrow. So yeah, see you guys soon. Thanks again for stopping by.